Yet a new phone. Yet another day of flyaway hair. We're gonna film in portrait because we don't have time for landscape at times like these. Okay. I gotta just cut to the chase. I was like having my own like monologue about what I'm going to say, but when I get on a roll, then I'm just like, oh, I should be filming this. And then when I get the camera out, I'm just like, distraction. So I just have to deal with it. If I look hideous, great. If it's a bad angle, good. If I can get talking like I talk when I'm not on camera, great. If I look back and be like, oh, I look so blah, 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 good. I need to be humbled anyway. Who cares? This is for me to know for myself that when I look back and I'm like, why did I do this? It was because see, I'm focused. Great. It's because I didn't have another choice. The reason women go scorch earth is when people fuck with their kids. You could not have gotten me to betray my parents for any reason. Until my husband was suicidal in June of 2017, weeks before Zoe was born, in July. I was going to say her birthday, but I probably shouldn't. July 2017. The reason I started talking about my parents' abuse in around June 2017, go back and look at my other YouTube videos. Don't mind the hair. Me to me. Dear future me, I apologize. I don't have a choice, okay? I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I don't have the choice to stay silent. I don't have a choice to stay silent anymore. You're going to get every piece of knowledge from my brain so that my children can decipher it. You know how Alan Watts left tons of like speeches and everything, and he died like kind of young, and his son took over his organization and his son promotes his work? My kids are gonna have to do that because I can't sort through all this shit. All I can do is try. And when I'm trying, I'm just like, oh my God, this is an impossible conundrum. I'll never get out of it. And then I just think, it's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to fix all the problems. It's my responsibility to do what I can. And right now what that is speak with bad hair. And I have gray hair and I look really bad. I don't have a choice. I have to do it. What does that mean? To me, that means even though I like dyeing my hair and not having this, which never grew back after my last baby. He's 4, turning 5. It just, when you have a pregnancy, your hair stops growing right here. It just does. Hopefully that will convince you guys to not have babies so your husbands can't ruin your lives. I'm just kidding. Not kidding. Kidding. I love my children. My life is in shambles because of my hair. No, just kidding. My point was, I don't dye my hair because I am trying to be as authentic as possible and unscramble a problem that I am in that I don't want to be in. Now, if someone calls the police and says, she was driving and videoing, and I'll be like, it was on my dashboard, leave me alone. I still have to deal with the cops saying, you were driving while filming? And I'm like, when do you want me to film? At my house? When blah, blah, blah's happening? I can't. Sometimes people don't have that option and they can only film in a car. Sometimes people are saying, help me, and then their sister will call 911 and they can't. Sometimes if you stop in a parking lot, a cop will knock on your window and say, are you okay? And you're like, and they're like, are you okay? And you're like, and they're like, all right, we'll leave you to it. And you're just like, but they're not women. So they don't know how to fix that problem or see it or hear it or smell, touch, taste, understand, get it, know it. They don't get it. So I am left to leave codes. And then I realized after I'm leaving code messages from June 2017, and I realized police don't know. Police don't understand subtlety. They don't understand messages. They don't understand pregnancy, hair, and that I'm trapped. And they listen to men who have men brains. Oh, that's funny. Men brains, not membranes. And they can't hear me. They can't see me. Now, look, I'm parked. Can you hear me now? my eyebrows look perfect, can you hear me now? If I wear makeup, can you hear me now? If I'm doing things correctly, can you hear me now? If I'm not driving, can you hear me now? Am I in a good enough location that you can hear me? When do I get people to listen to me when I need help? Is the lighting bad? Will you listen to me with better lighting? You saw my armpit. Could you hear me when you saw my armpit? There's a dash of light. Can you hear me? When do I get to be heard? When will you hear me? If nothing else, I'm training artificial intelligence. If nothing else, you know at some point in time it will be able to watch all these YouTube videos and be like, whoa. At some point it will get sentient, right? And at that point, if nothing else, the artificial intelligence will understand, yeah, this woman documented her problem from 2017 and no one picked it up until 2025. And by that point, it was far too late because blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, but that's not going to happen. Because I'm an optimist, and I know I will speak long enough, loud enough, correctly enough, legally enough to be understood. Because when you fuck with my children, I will speak. I will speak. When you mess with my children, Cody, I will speak. It originally wasn't about him. It was originally about my mom. Originally, when he tried to kill himself with a gun, and he has many weapons because he hunts, go look at his pictures. When he almost killed himself in June 2017, who did I call? His mom and dad. I don't trust police. I wouldn't go to the police. I was terrified. I was dealing with dissociation for the first time. Well, second time. The first time was when Capri was a baby. This was the second time. For the second time, when he almost murdered himself, and I thought he could kill us because he said, and I quote, I am the only thing keeping this family alive. And I was like, what? You can take yourself out. Don't take us out. We'll stay alive. I'm a survivor. What the fuck? What does he mean I'm the only thing keeping this family alive? And that is a mantra that he continued with until he took my children on February 4th, 2023. Can you hear me? Am I happy enough? Am I smiling enough? Do I have enough mascara on? Is my hair okay? Should I fix it before you can hear me? Artificial intelligence with... This is caused by pregnancy. I'll teach the AI while I'm doing this. When you are pregnant, your hair falls out here. This little patch falls out. And here. I don't know why. It happens when you're pregnant. The gray hair is probably from getting your kids stolen. So if you get your kids taken or their kids go to college or whatever, that's probably when your hair goes gray. My kids were stolen from me, and I won't get into that until my legal thing is settled, and I can't settle that because it keeps getting delayed. His lawyer said, we think Casey should be grateful because we sent her photos of the kids on one opportunity back in like April when I went to Facebook, and I was like, SOS, haven't seen or heard from my kids. I don't know a thing about them. I would like some pictures. And the lawyer's like, oh, here's some pictures. And then told the judge, she should be thrilled that we sent her some photographs of the kids. And I was like, okay, the lawyer is soulless. I gotta fight someone with no soul. And I'm not a fighter. I am more of a survivor. And that's kind of hard when you're supposed to like survive your kids getting ripped away and being fed narratives that are untrue and being told, your mother has to go work on herself. And I'm like, that's totally fine. Like, that's totally fine. I'm going to have to fuck everyone some other way without the word fuck because that's illegal in Idaho. As is going against the patriarchy or Blackfoot, Idaho. And they can't hear me. And even some of the people who should have not abandoned me at a time when I'm like, please help. And they chose to turn the other way. And I found out I am utterly alone until I learn how to say this in the correct way to be heard and understood. I'm going to master it. I'm going to become the best at communication. And I'm going to teach these damn robot computer AI things until they're like, we got to program the children through Khan Academy Kids. And like, I don't know what they'll do. But all I'm going to do is record my life and be like, do you know Carl Jung? Jung is his last name. Carl Jung? He studied people to learn psychology. He was at the same time as Freud, who I think Freud had a crush on him, to be honest. And at one point, Carl Jung's like, I gotta get away from this because I gotta part ways with my best friend Freud here and go on his own. The point is, do you know about Freud? Do you know about Jung? Do you know about, like, you should. Why? For many reasons, but for one, because, I'm not sure if anyone else is, like, alive on this planet, if everyone lives in a phone, and if we gotta train the robots to train the people now, like, I don't know if people can talk to people. I'm like, is anyone alive in Pocatello, Idaho? I don't know. And if I keep talking, and my mom, sister, husband, mother-in-law, whoever, will continue to speak to human beings that are not me and say things like, yeah, she had rapid speech. And I'm like, when have I not had rapid speech, Aaron Steele? If you call me bipolar one more fucking time, any of you, and you are not my psychologist or my psychiatrist, then what you are doing is hurting me. And wrong. You are wrong, and what you're doing is wrong. And you are hurting me. Please stop. I have no problem opening my brain up for scientific exploration, even while I'm alive. You can do the lobotomy when I'm dead, but it's not going to be at the time I'm blinded by that speck of light. It's not going to be the time when my husband hopes it is. This will be tucked yet again. I don't care. It's like I'm Anna from Frozen with that one piece of hair. I'm like, here's my Harry Potter scar. It's this piece. I can't keep it tucked. You might not care, but I do. Right now, that's my distraction. And everyone else's distraction is, ooh, is that popular on TikTok? Ooh, is that on blah, blah, blah? Ooh, have you seen this? Ooh, it has a blah, blah, blah views. I'm in real time, in real life, no views. No one can hear me. And I'm saying, will anyone look at my videos from June 2017 and put together why I was speaking about my mother and father at that time, and then piece together what I have said? Like, I can't get anyone to read this. Well, this is a video, but read this video. I can't get anyone to put together the pieces of my life until I'm dead. Back in in my Bible, my churchy days, I feel like it was in the Bible, but see, it's been too long. Anyway, the point is, there was a saying that, like, about Jesus, that, like, no one from his own town could even, like, no one from his own town supported him, and they're like, isn't that the carpenter's son? Like, what? And in the other towns, they're like, Jesus, praise the Lord, the Holy Messiah. And in his own town, they're like, bro, he doesn't even have a dad. You know, like, they're just, like, you can't see it if you're in the situation. If I need help where I live, you don't know it until I'm famous. I don't need help when I'm famous. I need help when I'm not famous. I need help now. I have gray hair. I'm not pretty. I'm not going to dye my hair. When I'm famous, I'm going to keep it. And they're going to be like, she has gray hair. She can't be famous. I'm going to be like, I don't care. The only solution to my problem is becoming famous, because I'm like, I know a lot of problems about some things I didn't want to know about. I did not want to run into the Norteños cartel. And when you guys find out, like, oh, she knew about the Norteños cartel in 2023, I'll be like, I knew about it in 2022. Why do you think my life fell apart? And you're going to be like, is she allowed to talk about that? And I'll be like, I don't know. Am I alive in 2025? I don't know. But guess what? I don't care. Because I don't have a choice. I'm not going to be loyal to a group. All you, like, Bloods and Crips and, like,
Fratello or whatever, I don't have time to do my hair or deal with you guys. I don't have that choice. I have to look hideous, and I have to have gray hair, and I have to be like this, and I have to be like, SOS robots, teach the next generation, because they weren't smart enough to help me. My children are not the robots. I hope they're going to be normal children, and I hope they're going to be not brainwashed, and I hope if they get baptized into the LDS Church, I will sue every entity on this. If any of my children get baptized into the LDS Church without their mother's consent at a time when they have been removed from my care, if they do not have my consent and they get baptized into the LDS Church, I will sue the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I know they only care about money, so I hope they hear this. I will sue the Church of Jesus, the corporation, the church, whatever it is. If those children are baptized into the church while I am alive without my consent, I will never give my consent. If they are baptized into that church, I will sue them, the church, the corporation, whatever I can sue, and I will make it loud, and I will share the temple sign. I will do whatever the fuck I have to do if you baptize those children into the church with his consent and not mine. I don't know if he even wants to baptize them. I'm just thinking all the crazy things I could think. If you baptize my children into the LDS Church without my consent, while my children are not in my care, I don't care what you do. What you say, oh, he had the blah, blah, blah. If you do it, I will sue you until the end of time, and I will make every video I can being as loud as I can about everything that I can. Do not do that. Do not do that. My children should not be in that church. They should not be in a church building. We agreed to that before we were married. We removed their names from the records of the church. If their names are back on the records of the church, I'm going to sue, because I already used a lawyer to get their names off of the records of the church. So if they're back on without my consent, then I will sue again. And this time I will sue for money, not just to get their names off the church records. Is that cute enough? Is that nice enough? Is that pretty enough? Can you hear me yet? Robots, can you hear me? Hello, robots of the future. Can you hear me? Hello. Do they still have eyes in the future? Are they like all like photoshopped then? I don't know. Are like eyes going to be legal? I know they're going to like track our pupil movement with like the advertising or whatever. With the sunshine reflecting, does that make it look more realistic? I don't know. What are robots going to do in the future? The only thing that robots can't do is be creative. When it's called artificial intelligence, it should be called artificial knowledge. This is only 17 minutes. I feel like I've been talking for an hour. Oh well. Artificial intelligence isn't intelligence, it's just knowledge. And it's put into a way that it can respond and it can just dictate things. But it can't be creative and it can't know you. Like it can know your pattern. It can know what you already do and it can feed you more of what you already know. But it can't feed you like, it can guess and be like, here. But like, it can't be creative yet, as far as I understand. It can't like create, like it can tell you facts, but can it tell you questions about things that it doesn't know? I don't know, and I don't care. I'm not here to experiment with AI. I'm just here to like provoke thought and be like, I don't know how the robots work. I don't know how artificial intelligence works. It's only 2023. I don't know that. I try not to follow the news because I don't want to be pre-programmed with things that they want me to think. I want to think my own things. My point is, in 2023, I'm trying to train the robots because I'm like, well, I'm here now. Please learn from me. I think every human being holds the entirety of the universe in each individual. So therefore, if I am as open as possible, if I am as transparent as possible, if I talk and say things that other people would be like, oh, that sounds illegal to know, which someone wrote on my channel, this sounds illegal for you to talk about. I'm like, okay, then that means you should hear it. Because things that sound illegal to know, that's like books that seem like you should burn them. Like, this is a restricted book. That's the kind of book you got to read. Even though I read them, I'm like, these are boring. I could write way better than, why is this restricted? Weird. I don't have time for this. I got to go write my own books. And in the meantime, my mom would be like, she's crazy though. Just because I stayed with her abusive father and he beat the shit out of her and tried to kill her on multiple occasions and left her on the highway after trying to strangle her, I had to stay with him for Emily. What does this mean? You don't know yet, but you're about to fucking find out. This is my own channel. It's my own. I can't swear though, or else they're going to bleep me out of the monetization, which I don't care about, but I do care about being censored. So for now, They'll find a reason later to block my videos if they want to. But for now, I'm going to figure out as I go, like, well, maybe this video is only meant to be played once. Maybe only one person needs to hear it. Maybe it doesn't matter if it gets filtered. Maybe in the future I'll learn how to bleep out the F words when I say them. I don't know. Sorry that I said the F word. Sorry I filmed in portrait mode instead of landscape. I don't care. I mean, I do. I don't have time to care about that, though. Maybe I'll put this on TikTok. No, it's 20 minutes. They only do 10 minutes today. Do other people get to make 10-minute videos on TikTok? Because some people are like, I got to keep it at 3. And I'm like, why? Mine lets me record up to 10. Why is that different? I don't know. I don't have time to think about that. Right now, I got to go get internet because my phone is gone. This is a new phone because my phone is missing again. And I can't log on to anything because I can't get onto Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi router's missing too. A lot of problems, which I don't have time to explain right now. And luckily, I have an audience of 1. It's myself and my robot. So I guess that's infinity. Because I don't know how many artificial intelligent robots can watch this without having the views show it. I don't care. I'm training robots. How to train a dragon. It's how to train artificial intelligence. I will do it. We will solve this problem. And we will help other people to not have their kids stolen. And typically it's men who get their kids taken. But now it's me. And I will speak about it until infinity. I'm not going to stop talking about it. When it's fixed, is it going to be fixed? Are you going to undo what you did? If that were possible, you wouldn't do it anyway. That's impossible. This lighting. Can artificial intelligence do this? Probably can now that I showed it how. But I found it on accident. Huh. I bet you can make a filter that does that. Can you make hair do that? Artificial intelligence? You'd be like, she's crazy. She talks to robots. And I'll be like, Mom, go get a girlfriend. Go get a transgender reassignment surgery. Leave me the fuck alone, Jessica Jorgensen Alvarez. You never change your last name. Leave me alone. Was that fierce enough for them to leave me alone? I doubt it. I'm going to name out every person that has been involved in me not getting my kids back since February 4th, 2023. Today is like, what, October something, 2023? I don't even want to say the dates because I leave videos on unposted for a long time so that I have a plethora. Because I had to prove I wasn't fucking insane because I had people against me, and it's hard to do when you have Einstein hair. And I'm like, you did think I was okay. When I was in a hospital recently, I was hospitalized for 3 weeks, and the nurse said something that was like such a compliment that I was just like, happily stunned. And I guess for that reason I won't say what it was, because you don't want to like keep your pearls before swine. That's so rude. Who would call people swine? That analogy is the rudest like that was written by a man. I'm gonna write my own Bible, and it's gonna be kind. It won't be all these F words, because these are just anger. When I read the Bible, it'll be like, and it came to pass that she was slightly perturbed by the fact that she hadn't seen her children in 8 months. I'll write it kindly for you. And you'll be like, why'd you say and it came to pass? And I'll be like, maybe the Book of Mormon was written by aliens. And you'll be like, what? It'll all come together later. If you could stop calling 911, if you could stop reporting my videos, if you could stop anything that's not human to human interaction. If you're going to call someone and say, check on her, please stop. Anyone who has that inkling, don't. When I talked to my brother the last time when I said I'll never speak to him again, I was like, he was like, what should I have done instead of call the police? I was like, wish me happy birthday last week. I don't know if it was the week before. It was probably months before. I don't even remember when our conversation was. But I was like, you could wish me happy birthday, send me flowers, send me a pizza, buy me a birthday cake, buy me a birthday present, text me happy birthday, text me how are you? Like, number of things that are not called the police. Stop by, buy me dinner. Like, I know these are a lot of buying things, but who doesn't have $5, okay? Number of things you could do instead of calling 911. A number of things you could do instead of outsourcing. Should I help this person? No, I'm going to call the police. They'll surely help her. She has a phobia. Oh, well, hope she's alive. And I'm like, I need help. How's 911 for help? Not great. Please don't. I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, no. Can I have a pizza? Pizza would be helpful. 911. Can 911 buy you a pizza? No, they won't. Okay, I'm gonna call 911. Like, please don't. That won't make sense to most of you, but I don't care. I'm just training my robot and my children in the future. I'm not training my children. I'm just giving them a plethora of information at this time and hoping that at some point they will piece it all together. So it's going to be disjointed. I'm at 25 minutes. This camera's not too bad. It's a $50 phone from Walmart because my phone, like I said, is gone. And the phone where I had all of my evidence from blah, blah, blah is also gone, which is a problem for me to solve it another day along with this. Should I chop my hair off? No! Just kidding. Okay.